USA Hockey's National Development Team program was launched in 1996, and it has had a huge impact on U.S. efforts at the IIHF Ice Hockey Under-20 World Championship.
The NTDP has been an integral part of our success internationally, but I think what it's also done for us across the board is raise the level of play that's needed to make our teams. From USA Hockey's perspective, I think my simplest way of putting it is it's much more difficult to make our teams now, but that's a positive because there's many more players that are capable, I should say, of playing at that level.
This year's U.S. team will compete for what would be a never-before-achieved third consecutive tournament with a medal.
We have some guys that have experience in the tournament coming back in key positions starting net, and a guy like Jack Campbell who's had 2 championships and potentially a 3rd championship, obviously, but he's got a great track record, a great lineage in international hockey. So you start there as you do in all these championships and build out. We really feel good about the defense core as a whole. Of the size of the players and the abilities that they have, both a physical element but also an offensive jump into the play type players. And then up front we got some great size and strength returning, and players like Charlie Coyle and Nick Bugstead, who played in the championship last year, and both big strong centermen and guys that can play key roles for us.
The U.S. has a good-looking team with lots of returning experience in key positions. One new player to keep an eye on is forward Kenny Augustino, a graduate of the National Team Development Program and a second-year player at Yale.
Learned a lot about him this summer. I mean, he had a fantastic camp, and he's a guy who epitomizes one of the things you look for. He does everything well, and he does it at a high pace. He's a very smart player. He at Yale University played on an excellent hockey team last year, and as a freshman did a nice job contributing in all aspects of the game.
Like all teams in the World Junior Tournament, the U.S. faces the challenge of properly channeling the sometimes overwhelming emotions of young hockey players participating in the biggest tournament of their young careers.
The emotions part of the game in the under-20, I don't think any of us want to ever take the youthfulness of the game. With that comes energy, with that comes mistakes, but the overall talent level and level of play, I think, has never been better in that championship. And I think from a USA Hockey perspective, number one, you got to be able to skate because it's a very fast-paced tournament, and secondly, you better compete in all aspects of the game, or you're just not going to be able to play.
This is Johansson's 3rd season as the general manager of the U.S. team, and he and his staff have a good thing going.
I think our focus really is to try to present to the coaches the best players that can make up a team to win the championship, and then you really hand it off to the coaches, and it's the coaches' job and really the players to get the job done on the ice. But I think what we focused on is to surround ourselves with the people that we think can have success. From not only the coaching standpoint, but from the player pool standpoint, and then, in all honesty, letting it all happen on the ice and let it be determined on the ice where it should be by the players and the influence of a coach that understands the championship like Dean Blaze does.
The USA opens the tournament on December the 26th in Edmonton against Denmark.